You're not going to believe this story. The Detroit School Board now considering stripping the name of HUD Secretary Dr. Ben Carson off of a local school over his ties, yes, to the president. The Benjamin Carson High School of Science and Medicine could eventually be renamed after the late Aretha Franklin because, according to one school board member, having Carson's name on the building was, quote, synonymous with having Trump's name on our school in blackface. Joining me now, Charlie LeDuff. He is the Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist who has covered the Detroit area extensively. He's author of the new book, be careful with this, Blank Show. The country's collapsing and the ratings are great. Good to see you, Charlie.
Good to be here, man.
So my folks here at the show put together an incredible packet about really awful statistics, frankly, about the drinking water in Detroit schools being despicable, about some of the kids at the Ben Carson School. 8% of the students at the School of Science and Medicine are proficient in math. 8%. This is a national crisis, and we're talking about renaming the school instead of teaching these kids.
Yeah, it's a matter of priorities, isn't it? I mean, hello, America. Hello, St. Louis. This is just another one of those things, I think, that just frustrates us all. Because, again, you're going to rename it because you don't like the guy. But that's the school board president. But here's the funny thing. The school board's decided that they're going to rename a couple. Well, they're going to go through a process. It hasn't been done. But they're going to rename schools that don't reflect the community or its history. So why in the world are they also considering renaming Frederick Douglass Academy? You get what I'm saying? Over half the schools have lead poisoning, so they have to shut off the fountains. 8% proficiency in math. 30% proficiency in reading, and this is what we're doing, and this is why New York's calling.
I want to get back to the reading and math, which seems the most important part of this discussion, but I can't let pass what you just said. So there's another school named after the great Frederick Douglass, and there are people who want to take his name off of school. Why in the world would they do that?
They want to, I don't know. We're going to have to let it shake out. Again, it's a process. It goes to another board and we vote on it. But let's get down to the real issues in the city and the country. The kids aren't learning, and just blaming their parents isn't going to work, because you know what? I came from a house that wasn't exactly, stable all the time. But when you go to school, when the kid leaves, his boat's supposed to have risen a little bit. Whether his home's messed up or not, he's supposed to be able to do math at better than 8%. And we're sitting there arguing over the name of the school in Ben Carson.
It's criminal, really.
It's ridiculous.
But I don't want to just sit here and bash Detroit. You're there,
it's awesome.
And you love the city. And I was there for a Detroit Tigers game a couple years ago, and the comeback is real. So I don't want to just focus on the negative. Talk a little bit about the comeback for the city and how this must make it more frustrating for you, because on one hand, the city's coming back, and then on the other hand, you have this nonsense going on.
Well, I hate to be a reporter about it. I decided to move my family here. I'm not leaving. We have a lot of building going on. We have a lot of nightlife again, right? But the city continues to lose population out in the neighborhoods. So we're creating a core. But all of this stuff, where Frederick Douglass is, where Ben Carson is, are struggling beyond belief. In fact, Moody's just gave Detroit's borrowing status a junk rating. So we're coming back, but like a lot of America, you wonder, are we on a cliff? Is this for real? Is it a bubble? So Tigers are great. Steak at night is great. Craft beer is great. But education, but listen, a firefighter just died on the job, right? And his wife and kids will not have health insurance because of the settlement and the bankruptcy. They're thrown off of it. So I don't fully buy into it. I want results. I want numbers. I want police. I want them to be respected. And I want children to do well.
I only have 1 minute left, but at that Ben Carson school I mentioned, 8% of the students proficient in math, 20% proficient in reading. So better number, but still awful. The president carried the state of Michigan. The president in the campaign said that he wanted to help cities like Chicago and Detroit. What's your message to him tonight?
Well, here's my message to all y'all, all the Democrats and Republicans. The Rust Belt went red. It's a national embarrassment for the Democrats. You're all going to be here in droves with your billions of dollars. Pay attention to our children and their futures. You deliver that, you convince people, you'll win here.
Charlie LeDuff with a very personal to him message, but also a very powerful message for all of us tonight. Charlie, appreciate you coming in.